This is the Net Group Investments podcast, where we explore a variety of views and insights that investors care about.
Hello, I'm Trevor Garvin from Net Group Investments Multi-Manager. This installment of your market and economic wrap is titled 100 Days and Counting. The Government of National Unity is Holding Firm. This week marked South Africa's Government of National Unity hitting its 100-day mark since formation. As it would happen, President Ramaphosa was in New York at the annual United Nations General Assembly, where he addressed the stage of global leaders, noting that South Africa is in a new era, an era of great promise. President Ramaphosa has his hands full keeping the Government of National Unity in place, specifically given that there are two very specific factions within the ANC, those very supportive of the GNU and those who felt the ANC should have partnered with the EFF and MKF and not the colonial DA party. So far, markets have looked favorably on the GNU, with the JSE reaching all-time highs, lifted by expectations that the GNU will implement measures that will help to revive economic growth. The Rand is currently trading at 17 Rand 27 cents to the US dollar, its strongest level since January 2023, and significantly stronger than 1948 pre-elections, as well as an end to load shedding for a number of months, and a focus on fixing the South African ports and railways are also now a key priority. The Rand continues to benefit from favorable global risk sentiment as expectations of a further US interest rate cut boosts high-yielding and emerging market currencies. However, on a municipal level, things are not as plain sailing. We saw this past week the incumbent DA mayor of Tshwane, Celius Brink, deposed as the ANC, Action SA and the EFF teamed up to oust him. Tomorrow evening, we look forward to the US vice presidential TV debate between Republican J.D. Vance and the Democrat Governor Tim Walz. With such a close presidential race, it may prove pivotal. We also watch with ongoing sadness the conflict in both Ukraine and the Middle East, with both wars causing unease should things deteriorate and other countries get drawn in. On a good note, congratulations must go to the Springbok rugby team, victorious over Argentina 48-7 to win the Rugby Championships trophy, with victories over New Zealand and Australia as well. Turning to the markets, the JSE All Share Index extended gains on Thursday last week by 4% compared to the previous week, closing at a new record high on the positive global investor sentiment. Locally, producer inflation moderated sharply, pointing to further easing of the consumer inflation rate that would enable the South African Reserve Bank to further ease its monetary policy stance and lower interest rates further. US stocks closed in positive territory last week, with the S&P 500 reaching a record high and the Nasdaq surging. In Europe, stocks also closed in the green. The German DAX jumped to a record high, boosted by buoyant market sentiment after China's stimulus package announcement. The Japanese Nikkei also hit a 3-week record, having just completed elections and electing a new Prime Minister, Shigeru Ishiba, the ex-defense minister. Brent crude oil prices dropped to $74 per barrel last week, falling 5.5% from the previous week. Precious and industrial metals were also up for the past week, as the global economic outlook improved on the back of falling inflation, lower oil prices, and easing interest rates. Gold set a new record high as it rose by almost 2%. As expected, the People's Bank of China eased its key interest rates as it unveiled its most sizable stimulus package since the COVID epidemic. The bank reduced its benchmark interest rate to 1.5% from 1.7%. The Chinese bank will soon implement a sizable stimulus package that extends more funding and interest rate cuts to strategic sectors. This can boost the global economy. That brings us to the end of today's market report. With strong market returns bringing joy to investors, let us hope the next 100 days of the GNU in South Africa bring further prosperity to our nation. Till next time, with thanks, Trevor.
Nedgroup Collective Investments is an authorized collective investments scheme manager in terms of the Collective Investments Schemes Control Act. Nedgroup Investments does not provide advice on financial products and will only give you factual information. For further details on our funds and to view our terms and conditions, please visit nedgroupinvestments.co.za. Nedgroup Investments. See money differently.